Well, we got a kind of a random assortment of news this week, but kicking us off is the big one. The Academy Awards dropped the full list of their nominations. They had a show on Disney Plus, which I thought was super weird. Josh, because you know this, that's it's going on ABC is my best guess, I'd imagine, right? If
The
they're
what?
Yeah, because Josh is so invested in the Academy Awards here.
Yeah,
Heck,
that.
but yeah, for some reason they like live stream all the nominations on Disney Plus, and I gotta be honest, compared to years past, I agree with more of these picks than previously, but there's still some stuff that I have some question marks about. So let's break this all down. I'll start at the bottom and work our way up to keep you guys in some form of suspense. Best sound. All Quiet on the Western Front, which apparently I need to see this because All Quiet on the Western Front got nominated for a bunch of stuff. I think it's on Netflix. Best Sound. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, Top Gun Maverick. Okay,
Cool.
I agree with these.
Yeah.
It won't, but it should be either The Batman or Top Gun Maverick. Preferably The Batman, just because I think that has
Agreed.
good sound design. This is the category actually above all else that I'm the most pissed about and go, oh, you done goofed. You dropped the ball on this one. Best Original Score. They nominated All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon,
Okay.
The Banshees of
Okay.
Inishiren, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablesman. And I'm going, again, The Batman and Top Gun Maverick. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but both of those genuinely, I think, are some of the best scores, not just of this year, but I've ever heard. Like, Maverick's score is incredible, but Michael Giacchino's work for The Batman, the Batman didn't get as much love as I thought it deserved, and I think that's maybe just the Academy didn't pay attention to it. They're just like, hey, it's a superhero movie, and
I mean, that's definitely a theme here, though.
which isn't surprising. Best makeup and
Yes.
hairstyling, All Quiet on the Western Front, again. The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. This is another one that I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be a close race, I think, because yeah, Josh and I have talked ad nauseum about how good Colin Farrell looks as Penguin in The Batman,
Mhm. Mhm.
but let's not sleep on how good Brendan Fraser looks in The Whale with that prosthetic suit that he's wearing, but also in the little clips that I've seen of Austin Butler and Elvis, the prosthetics that he wears for the later stages of Elvis's life looks pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So, again, I haven't seen All Quiet on the Western Front. Um, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, I could see that more for like costume design than makeup and
Yeah.
hairstyling.
Agreed.
But I would say either The Whale or Elvis on that one. Unfortunately, not The Batman. Best live action short, okay. Best costume design: Babylon, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Anybody? Anybody?
No clue what that is.
Uh,
No clue.
Bueller. I feel like that one's probably going to Babylon just because Hollywood loves them some movies about movies, don't they? The Fablesmans. Um,
Yeah.
Best animated short film, okay. Best animated feature film. I'm a little surprised by this, I'm not gonna lie. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Darn you, Puss in Boots. The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. I say darn you because I hate the first Puss in Boots with a Fiery Passion, and supposedly the second one is like really good. I'm just going,
Apparently, it's a banger. Yeah.
what the heck, guys? Did you get an entirely different team? This has to be one of the most obvious ones in the world here. It's got to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, right? Like,
To me, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen. Let's see. I haven't seen Sea Beast, Puss in Boots, or really, technically, I haven't seen Turning Red either.
but you've
Gosh,
seen
man,
Marcel the Shell?
No. Oh, so I've only seen Pinocchio. All right, cool. All right.
You're like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But no, like if you guys have seen Pinocchio, it's really good. I love the changes that they make to it. It's typical Del Toro, honestly. So I wouldn't be surprised if he walks away with it. But like I wouldn't necessarily. I think the key here is, I think Sea Beast and Turning Red are are in this just as much as like Puss in Boots is. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pinocchio doesn't get it, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think the money's still on Pinocchio just because that got so much fervor. Best
Yep.
visual effects, once again, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick. There's a who I would like to win and who will definitely win it. Who I would like to win is The Batman, just because of
Mm,
creating such a distinct aesthetic and camera work is beautiful. Who will win it is Avatar. There's no way
yep.
it's not, because James Cameron has been so vocal about, I have given up my career so that I can make this movie over the span of a decade and a half.
Yeah, okay,
Notice
buddy.
me, senpai. We're going, you're $2 billion. We noticed you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Best production design. Guess what? All Quiet on the Western Front. God. Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fablesman. Um, Babylon or Elvis is my prediction. Hollywood, again, loves those movies and production designs about movies. So, I don't know. Okay, best original song. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Natu from, is it RRR or Triple R? I'm trying to
It's just RRR as far as
Okay,
I'm aware.
RRR. And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I would like to say it'd be Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, because
Agreed.
that's a banger. But I think the Academy might go with Lift Me Up from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Just, I think
I can
there's
see
more
that. I wouldn't be
sentimentality
surprised.
there that might lean
Yeah.
it. But This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere is, hauntingly beautiful. Um, so I'd
Agreed.
still say Lift Me Up is probably the best bet there. International film, whatever. Best film editing. I think this also is a pretty clear-cut winner here. The Banshees of Inishiren, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. I think it's got to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I would agree. I'd be surprised if it isn't, honestly. I think there's too much, like Top Gun Maverick, very well shot, very
Yeah.
well edited. Sure, okay. Banshees of Inishiren, kind of the same. It's well shot, looks good.
It's
good
competently
well
edited, not like,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah. But that's also because there's not a lot going on in the scenes that they're shooting. But like Everything All at Once, masterful. Absolutely.
I think so much of what works with Everything Everywhere is how it's edited together, and how, like, with the multiverse concept, it could be so easy to confuse your audiences, but the way that they edit it and portray stuff visually on screen helps guide the audience so much, despite the fact that you're weaving in and out of universes and timelines throughout. You're flowed through the story so smoothly. It's got to be Everything Everywhere for me, but knowing the Academy, they'll probably say no. Again, I have some issues with this. Best cinematography. All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, which apparently was done by Roger Deakins, so that's impressive, and Tar. Again, I'm gonna beat this dead horse. The Batman and Top Gun Maverick. The Batman has one of the most interesting, like, visually striking, like, just overall tones I've ever seen for a superhero movie. Of the shots in that are gorgeous. It's almost like if Zack Snyder knew what a good story was. And Top Gun Maverick, like, Top Gun Maverick basically created special camera rigs just for its shots. Like, if cinematography is about telling your story in a good creative way, but also being fully immersed in the story, I don't think any movie did it better than Top Gun Maverick this year. Like, you are genuinely in the cockpit, and the camera work in Maverick is competent when it comes to the ground stuff, but the aerial dogfights are the likes of which we've never seen before. And I'm still just like, okay, whatever. Best original screenplay: The Banshees of Inishiren, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablesmans, Tar, Triangle of Sadness. I think we're in for an upset here. I would like to think it'll be Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I'm gonna give the nod to The Fablesmans because Hollywood loves movies about movies, and the fact that Steven Spielberg created this semi-autobiographical movie about his life and his love of movies, I think it will get some form of love or recognition, and I would not be surprised if this is the bone that it gets tossed of like best
Yes.
original screenplay. Bench,
Because Banshees isn't gonna get it. I'll tell you that.
yeah, there's nothing real special about Banshees.
No, and that's why I think I got a little frustrated maybe with it because like maybe it was like saying that it was a great comedy or something like that, and I don't see that at all. And I don't know. I maybe my expectations were high for Banshees, and I'm just
I,
bitter. But
I will say, because I forgot to mention this in what we're watching, um, the director of Banshees of Inishiren, Martin McDonough, I believe is the guy's name, also did another movie with Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell called In Bruges, and I think you
mm,
would like that a lot better. That is a dark comedy of two hitmen are sent to Bruges to basically lay low until the next assignment, except Bruges is like the most boring place in the world. And Colin Farrell's having this existential crisis. He's like, I don't want to die here in effing Bruges. Like, what am I doing with my life?
I would
It's
love, yeah. See that's what I think. There's a lot of things about Banshees that are like very intriguing in concept. Seeing a guy who was like one of the Eternals be an incredibly interesting character was really wild too. But yeah, I you'll have to show me where to find that because like that sounds like a movie that's
that's
very
your more
funny to
speed.
me. Yeah.
Then best adapted screenplay. Once again, All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, which I don't know what makes that an adapted screenplay over an original screenplay because it's not based off anything else, but whatever. Living, Top Gun Maverick, again, I thought that was an original concept, but whatever. And Women Talking. Uh, All Quiet on the Western Front, I don't see them giving it to Glass Onion.
Yeah.
Um, I don't see
Yeah.
them giving it to Top Gun, as great as
The
that would
only
be.
thing I can think of for Glass Onion and Maverick is that they've adapted the material from the originals to
Yeah, that's kind
make
of what I was wondering
another
too.
film. That's the only thing I can think of though. But like for that alone, I can see them giving it to All Quiet on the Western Front.
Then Best Supporting Actress, we have Angela Bassett from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong
Okay.
Chow from The Whale, Carrie Condon from The Banshees of Inishiren, Jamie Lee Curtis from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere All at Once. So the fact that
Mm,
we get two people from Everything Everywhere, I say this as a big fan of her work. I don't know if I would have nominated Jamie Lee Curtis. Stephanie, absolutely. She was one of the emotional cores of Everything Everywhere. Jamie Lee Curtis was great, but I feel like you're just taking somebody else's slot here. Like she's great.
like Sadie Sink from The Whale. Come on, man. I say this. I say that though, as I haven't seen The Whale yet, so I need. But like at the same time, it's like okay, I guess sure. I mean, I love Jamie as much as you do, but like,
But hey, more than anything,
yeah.
this is Jamie Lee Curtis's first Academy Award nomination, so I'm just going, okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So I'm just going,
Yeah, okay.
because my circle, my followings on Twitter, people were pointing out, oh yeah, is this like the first time that somebody that's been on the cover of a Fangoria magazine has been nominated for an Academy Award? And I'm going, that's what we're here to care about. Were you on the cover of a horror magazine? Vindication for Halloween Ends.
Mhm.
Then Best Supporting Actor, Brendan Gleeson, The Banshees of Inishiren, Brian
course.
Tyree Henry from Causeway, Judd Hirsch from The Fablesman, Barry Keoghan from The Banshees of Inishiren, and Kehu Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once. God, it better be K. If
Like,
it
at
is
this point,
not, there's one other category that it better go to a very specific individual, or we will raise all the hell in the world. But no, this is the other category that if K does not win for Everything Everywhere, y'all are blind because this man
Mhm.
wore his heart on his sleeve, and I just wanted to hug this man. It is one of the greatest performances I have ever seen in a movie. He is so good, and you don't take this away from Short Round.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like, there's nothing I can add to that because he's so stinking good. this is gonna feel like a rabbit trail, but it's not, I promise. There's a YouTube channel I've been watching a lot of that been sending Nate quite a bit of, the cinema therapy videos. They're very interesting videos and I love them. But they did a breakdown recently of everything, everywhere all at once, and like to hear them praise K Huquan is like, oh, it's so, he's like, guys, he literally goes from like goofy to literally the coolest man on the planet
He beats
to
someone
being
up with
like,
a fanny pack.
well, but like also, but not even just that, like the martial artist, but like he's like specifically talking about the scene where he is like he is in the reality where she's a martial arts star or whatever, and he's just like this coolest guy or whatever. Literally his scene talking about how he fights is I think one of my favorite scenes this year, of this past year, because like just like, god, he's so good. I It is so unfortunate that we've been cheated, that we did not have him for so many years, and I hope that, honestly, I hope if that he wins, and if he doesn't, I hope we get another 15, 20 years of him actually getting to do work, and then making it so you can't deny this man.
So, don't forget, Josh, he is going to be in Loki season 2.
That is, yeah.
Because Kevin
We'll
Feige
see what
saw
happens.
everything everywhere. He's like, we need to get this man a job as soon as humanly possible. I'm going, good job, Kevin. Now fix your universe. Best lead actress, we have Kate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fablesman, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want it to be Michelle, but I have a fear that it might go to Kate Blanchett, of just because of everything we've heard about Tar, and the Academy loves some Kate Blanchett. I love Kate Blanchett. She's a phenomenal actress. She was a great Hela too. But you've got to give it to Michelle Yeoh. She is so good. She is asked to do so much in Everything Everywhere. I still think Kay is the emotional heart of the movie, but Michelle Yeoh, it relies just as much on her shoulders as everyone else. She's so good in it. Now, here's the category. Y'all better get this right, Academy. Best lead actor. Austin Butler for Elvis. Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inishiren. Brendan Fraser, The Whale. Doesn't matter who else. It's Brendan. It is Brendan. Brendan, gosh dang it. Looking at this list, literally any other year, anybody could win. Austin Butler, I haven't seen Elvis, but I've heard great things about his performance. Some shaky things about the movie, but his performance is great. I was kind of with Josh. Banshees of Inishiren is whatever, but Colin Farrell is great. I almost teared up. There's a scene with the pub of, would you rather be remembered for being good or actually remembered for making music? Like, actually have a legacy. And I'm just going, well, now I'm sad now. But Colin Farrell's so good. But guys, it is like the ultimate redemption story for crimes he did not even commit. Brendan Fraser needs to win for The Whale so that we can all collectively beautiful cry together at his acceptance speech, because mark my words, he'll be crying, we'll be crying, and we're all going to be okay with it, because this man deserves a monumental career bounce back that he is projected to have. He better win. I think the Academy knows he better win, or all hell will be raised.
Well, but just like, even just in comparison to the other performances that are in there for Best Actor, like you said, like Austin Butler, yeah, we hear good things about that performance. Colin Farrell's is good. I mean, it's Colin Farrell. We always know that we're going to get something good from him. And I have never heard of the other two, so it's like, it's
doesn't matter.
And I feel bad. Like, that's not a knock on them. I want to make sure that I say that that's not a knock on them, but like, this has got to be Brendan's year. He's been out for so long. He has been so good this year. I mean, for as long as we've known him, but ever since he started coming back on screen, I feel like it would be an absolute crime to not get it to him this year.
Now, this next one is going to be interesting. Best Director, Martin McDonagh, The Banshees of Inishiren. The Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fablesmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Ostlund for Triangle of Sadness. Again, I want to give it to the Daniels for Everything Everywhere, but I think the Academy's just gonna go, well, let's be realistic, guys. We don't know how many more Spielberg movies we're gonna get. Let's give him the awards while we still can. It's a movie about movies. Like, so long as the Academy still has that stigma of, man, we love when people make movies about us. Like, I love seeing all the jokes that, shocker, Nope, a movie that shows that Hollywood eventually corrupts and turns people bad over time, didn't get nominated for anything. Going, yeah, shocker there. I want to say the Daniels. When I'm putting,
I do too.
I want to put money. I'd put more money on Spielberg, or Martin McDonagh for Banshees. Hollywood really loves subdued performances for some reason, which takes us to a final category of the night: Best Picture. Once again, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inishiren, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablesmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Oh boy. Oh, honestly,
I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, I can see Fableman's winning because it's the Academy. Maverick, I would be surprised if it doesn't win. Everything All at Once.
I would be surprised if Maverick does win, actually.
Really? Why is that?
Because the Academy doesn't like mainstream movies. They really don't. Like, Hollywood very much prefers, like, the drama and the prestige of stuff. I think they are begrudgingly putting Top Gun Maverick here just because there's always, ever since the Academy expanded from 5 movies to 10 for Best Picture, they're like, all right, we'll throw the general audience at least 1 or 2 bones just because we might get their eyeballs for the show. We don't actually think they're art. I'm going, you didn't realize, as much as he's crazy, Tom Cruise did kind of save the box office this year when we really needed him to. Like, y'all can say that it's just a popcorn movie, but a popcorn movie that's done extremely well. But for people that like going to the movies so much, they kind of ignore the movies that keep them in business. Like, they, for some reason, don't like blockbusters as much, even though they need blockbusters to be able to support the art house movies that they love so much more. Yeah, I think Top Gun Maverick's not winning, as much as I would love to see crazy Tom Cruise just jumping up and down on the stage, just running back and forth. He's mellowed out, but never forget the couch days, people.
I think the one that I don't think Way of Water will win.
No.
Elvis will probably not win. I really think this is probably going to end up being in between All Quiet on the Western Front, Fablesman, maybe Tar. I think those are the other shoe-ins there. Obviously, like, I would love Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is, I might go watch it tonight, just because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. But yeah, like, it's, I think it's interesting too that, and I just always want to say this, the amount of snubs that were, even though they expanded the list a lot this year, and for the most part, I agree with the lists for them this year. It's still interesting to see how not diverse it still is.